What's up, man? What's going on, everybody? Yeah, man, it's Pilgrims in the Earth. Once again, Pilgrims in the Earth. Thank you for everybody that's been liking, subscribing, or even possibly sharing my video. I appreciate it. Again, I don't do it for the money. I do it for the do it for the work of the Most High to bring awareness to a lot of these topics. Current issues that's going on in the world. But yeah, man, all praises to the Most High. I know that's a cliche thing to say nowadays, but all praise to the Most High for real. It's morning here on this Friday morning. Kind of doing my thing. What I usually do every morning, prepare the family for whatever we got to do for the day. Read to the kids and pray together, things like that. But yeah, man, I had something on my mind this morning, especially dealing around this time of the year. Every 4 years, the presidential election or whatever. It's a very important time not only for America but for my people at this present time because, we're always looking for that next presidential candidate to, present us with a better plan for our people, and that's something I really wanted to touch on today. Um, but yeah, man, we're always looking for that next person, and I wanted to really like dive into that way of thinking, like think about this, man. If you continue to do the same thing over and over and get the same result, uh, what do you plan on to get out of that? Again, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and you keep getting the same result, expecting something different, what is that? What does that make you? That makes you insane. That makes you crazy. Because think about it, man. And I touched on this, my Facebook or whatever. Um, we've been hoping for change for so long, economic change, you know what I'm saying? All these different things. And we're going about it the same way, with injustice that we go through, you know what I'm saying? Police killings, whatever the problem is that, we may have at the time. But let's say the more consistent problem that we have is economics. Every black city, is predominantly what we say, less fortunate than the others. You get what I'm saying? Our communities. But I just want to say, man, a lot of times we look at the Bible and we look at religion as a second, thing as far as in economics over here, God over here. When it all ties in together, you know what I'm saying? Because let's think about spiritual captivity. Spiritual captivity is you have your God spiritual and you have captivity. You know what I'm saying? That slavery, or slavery in ties with economics also, believe it or not. Because we live in a capitalistic society that it prospers off of our labor. You get what I'm saying? Our labor. The poor stay poor and get the rich richer, right? So what we have after the Atlantic slave trade, we have free laborers that funded the whole world economy, specifically America in itself, and made a lot of people rich. A lot of these people that's behind these banks, a lot of these what we call globalists, keep it say it like that, globalists or Zionists, or the JEW-ish people, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people that got paid behind us, but that's predominantly the people that did. But yeah, man, think about this. Let's say historically, right? So I'm teaching my kids, like every week we go into a new continent and we break down the countries, and I'm teaching them the history about it. So we was talking about South America in specific. We was talking about the ancient empire, the Incas and things like that. But yeah, so I was teaching them about languages. You know what I'm saying? So you have Brazil, we speak predominantly Portuguese. So I was teaching them that, and then you had the rest of the country that's speaking Spanish. So I was telling them about the Spaniards, how they came and conquered and things like that. And us, we speak English. We was taken down by more than likely the British that come from England. So yeah, so when these people, I'm gonna go to a reference, a verse in the Bible. We have Psalms 96:5, I believe, where it says, "The gods of the nations are idols." So when you go through the Old Testament, you read about idolatry is one of the main issues within the Bible. You had idolatry, idolatry, idolatry. The Most High hates. He's a jealous God. Our God in specific. He's a jealous God, the creator of all things. But as we see as a consistent problem in the Bible was the other nations worshiping these idols, the gods of gold, the gods of silver, all these different gods, but they were setting up these images, right? And I was reading to them in, the book of Daniel. You had Babylon. So Babylon, if you don't know, Babylon came and took down Jerusalem, Israel. You get what I'm saying? Because Israel was always disobedient, not following their God. They wanted to follow the gods of the other nations. By default, they're going to follow idols or idolatry. So Babylon came and took down Israel, right? And Israel was taken into captivity into Babylon. So, a lot of these kings are, what you would call modern day presidents or however you want to call it, leaders, rulers, whatever. So these people, they would have images set up to reverence them or reverence their gods. And guess what we had to do? We had to worship them. And we always get into these conversations of how are people going to be free? We ain't got no money. We ain't got no economic plan. Bro, it don't start with no money. It don't start with no economic plan. It don't start with no education. It don't start with none of that. The first thing that it starts with is what God do you serve? Because guess what? When these nations, let's put the Bible aside, to make the layman's get it. So when these people come and conquered us, what did they do? They brought their God, their image, their idols. And I was showing that, and I use South America as an example because when you go to South America, you have the big old idol of, the Jesus, Jesus Christ. We know as the Messiah of the Bible. But of course, if you do a little history, that's Cesar Borgia. Cesar Borgia is an actual man that was painted as the Christ to be looked so we can look up to as a God, or our Savior. But of course, we know that the actual concept of the Messiah was not this guy. You know what I'm saying? So he came years later. But yeah, man, they give us their gods and we serve them as our Savior. Or so once you start serving their gods, they already automatically have the automatic power over you. So everything else comes under that. Religion, education, money, economics. So you're telling me if we start with money, right? So we have to get more money than them to rule over them. This is our mindset, right? So I have to get this money that has their face on it, that they control the banks and everything to rule over them. That's just not how it works, man. It's not how it works. So it starts with your God first. That's number one. The idols, we have to get rid of those idols and come back to the God that we serve, right? Because when Israel was brought out of, or the Hebrews were brought out of Egypt, the place of bondage, serving Pharaoh, because what? Moses went to Pharaoh and said, let my people go, because he wants them to serve him in the wilderness, right? So that's what point we are at right now. We're stuck in America. We're stuck in these places of our captivity, serving Pharaoh, and we're serving these idols. Matter of fact, we're trying to vote for the next Pharaoh, right? Okay, this Pharaoh ain't no good. Let's vote for the next one. When really, the Most High wants us to come out of her, my people. Don't that sound similar to Egypt? If we know, a lot of us, we believe that America is spiritual Egypt, Sodom and Egypt to be precise. But if we're told to come out of her, people say, oh, that's just religion, or that's just doctrine. Bro, you can live in Egypt and not, matter of fact, how long can you live in Egypt and not follow the ways of Egypt? I mean, we've seen the example of Daniel living in amongst the idolaters and the empire of the idolaters, and they wanted to kill him. They wanted to throw him in the oven. They wanted to throw him in amongst lions. So there's going to be mass persecution for those who don't want to worship these things. That's why they're coming with a global society or a global image, the beast system, right? So I'm going to tell you, man, it's only so long you're going to be working your good jobs, your nice little jobs. It's about to get rough. Once again, it's going to get tough. The Most High has to allow them to do what they're going to do so we can be tried like gold in the fire. We need to be tried because we're too comfortable. We're too comfortable. That's why them plagues must come. They're going to be mass layoffs. There's gonna be violence. There's gonna be the crashing of the dollar. There's gonna be famine. There's gonna be all these things that's gonna test us to make us pick a side, because a lot of us are just lukewarm. You know what I'm saying? You have some people that's just flat out wicked. You know what I'm saying? They know who they know what God they serve. If they even believe they serve a God, anyway, they do, but they might not, acknowledge a God at all. You have people on this side, the people that want to develop, dedicate them lives to serving a higher power or God. And you have people that's in the middle, lukewarm. And Christ said, choose, be hot or cold. Don't be lukewarm. I'm gonna spew you out of my mouth. You get what I'm saying? So, but yeah, like I'm saying, man, right now, if you look at the state of our people, we're staying in Egypt. We're staying in Egypt, and we're waiting for the next savior or the next pharaoh. You get what I'm saying? Instead of just leaving. You are the structure. You are the head. I ain't gonna say the head. You are the body which all these entities feed off of. If you just let go and walk away, everything stops. But the problem is, of course, all of us will never be in one mind and in one order, one structure, and we all do the same thing. That's why I say in these times, it's time to let go a lot of people that's not in the same alignment with us, man. Unfortunately, it is what it is. There's gonna be division. Me myself, hold on. Me myself, I'm in a mindset right now. If your energy cannot benefit my energy, or my energy can't benefit yours, we don't need to be around each other. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to recognize, who I have around me, where I'm going, how I'm doing, what am I doing with my time, what are my kids doing with their time, how am I being a good example to them, how am I bringing forth the kingdom for the Most High. You get what I'm saying? And I do want my channel, like I said, I want my channel to be foundational of biblical, but I want to be able to relate to all different people. You get what I'm saying? Even if you don't believe the Bible, I would like to make it make sense for you. And I'm not trying to be a teacher. I'm just being a realist here. Like, if we see the world going in the direction it's going, we obviously see that there's a agenda. You get what I'm saying? There's an agenda of demasculating the man, and there's an agenda of emasculating the women, and bringing in all these different pro-choice of all these different ideologies. You have the abortion. Everybody wants to. I mean, every party wants to, whether they don't believe you should do it in 5 months or not, they still are pro-choice as far as abortion. You get what I'm saying? I don't ascribe to the idea of abortion at all, so I'm not gonna vote. I don't have to look at, okay, I'm gonna look at the lesser of the two evils. I don't believe in none of it. Tear the whole system down. You get what I'm saying? And people hear that and they say, "What? You're ignorant." Our people died for the. Okay, I understand that. Our people died because they were in a capitalistic society where we're taking slaves into a place where we don't have control. So what do you think? They just said, you know what? We're going to put it all down. We're going to create an equal opportunity for everybody. We don't want to rule anymore. We're going to give them an opportunity to catch up with us. That's just not the way it works. But I just wanted to challenge people's mind today real quick and just, tap into, that thought of, yeah, man, look into Exodus, look into Moses, think about, put yourself in that time and think about the time we are in now, where you can just, and it's usually the elder people, man, they cannot get their mind away from just not believing in the system. You get what I'm saying? It's always Kamala, Trump, blue, red, Democrat, Republican. But once again, our God is telling us, let go. Let go.